Have you ever found yourself in a financial pinch, desperately needing a quick cash infusion? Perhaps you've turned to Cleo, the handy AI assistant, for a much-needed advance. But then the question arises, how long do you have to wait before requesting another one? Let's dive into the world of Cleo advances. These are essentially short-term loans that Cleo offers to its users, providing a lifeline during unexpected financial emergencies. They're designed to be flexible and accessible, but there are certain rules and guidelines in place to ensure responsible borrowing. The cooling-off period. One of the key factors that influences how long you have to wait for another advance is the cooling-off period. This is a specific time frame after receiving an advance during which you cannot request another one. The purpose of this cooling-off period is to give you time to repay the initial loan and assess your financial situation before taking on additional debt. Factors affecting the cooling-off period. The exact length of the cooling-off period can vary depending on several factors. Loan amount. Generally, the larger the advance you receive, the longer the cooling-off period will be. This is to give you more time to repay the loan and avoid overextending yourself financially. Repayment history. If you have a history of repaying your Cleo advances on time, you may be eligible for shorter cooling-off periods. Conversely, if you have missed payments or defaulted on loans, you may face longer waiting times. Cleo's assessment. Cleo's algorithm continuously evaluates your financial behavior and creditworthiness. Based on this assessment, it determines whether you're eligible for another advance and sets the appropriate cooling-off period. Tips for minimizing wait times. While you can't completely control the cooling-off period, there are steps you can take to minimize the waiting time. Repay loans promptly. Make it a priority to repay your Cleo advances as soon as possible. This not only demonstrates your financial responsibility, but also improves your chances of receiving future advances sooner. Avoid excessive borrowing. Be mindful of how often you request advances. Frequent borrowing can increase your cooling-off periods and potentially lead to a negative impact on your creditworthiness. Use Cleo responsibly. Treat Cleo as a financial tool, not a magic wand. Use advances only for genuine emergencies and avoid using them for unnecessary expenses. Alternatives to Cleo advances. If you find yourself in a situation where you need funds but are unable to obtain a Cleo advance due to the cooling-off period or other reasons, consider these alternatives. Emergency savings. Building an emergency fund can provide a safety net during unexpected financial challenges. Family or friends. Reaching out to family or friends for a loan can be a viable option, especially if you have a strong relationship with them. Other financial institutions. Explore other financial institutions such as banks or credit unions to see if they offer any short-term loan options. The length of time you have to wait for another Cleo advance depends on various factors, including the loan amount, your repayment history, and Cleo's assessment of your financial situation. By understanding these factors and taking steps to minimize the waiting time, you can make the most of Cleo's advance feature and effectively manage your finances. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.